Hello, everybody. Uh, welcome to the Thursday night chat. I couldn't do my Tuesday night chat. Don can't do the Thursday night chat, so I just thought I'd pop up a damn and we would bullshit around and just talk. I don't care. We talk politics, guns, a little bit of both, or whatever. And I was able to pull a few big YouTubers on here. I got Pop Quest, Resist Tyranny, and Rich 4150. And just in case later on somebody else watches this, I'll let everybody do an intro, and I'll start with Rich. You want to do an intro, man?
All right, it's Rich 4150, or actually Revolver Rich tonight. With my new little revolver, I'm just tickled to death with it, the Ruger SP 101. But that's about all I've got going on. Just trying to shoot things and not piss off too many people at work. But I'm not succeeding at that very well. So that's it.
Well, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Pops, you want to do any kind of intro, man?
Not really. Pops Quest on YouTube. Enjoy hanging out with you guys. I always try to mention something about the side chat. I try to keep up. Sorry if I missed something, but love everyone out there.
Thanks for coming on, man. Matt from Resist to Tyranny, Guns, Gear, and Politics. You got anything, man?
I got nothing going on with the channel, really. I'm just the opposite of Rich, though, where I think I'm intentionally, at this point, trying to piss people off. At work, on the internet, and all over the place. No, thanks for having me on. I was just sitting there screwing around. And actually, dude, I had somebody, and I'm going to have to message him back on Facebook now, because he says, hey, is anybody in your circle of people that do chats, do they do one on Thursday night? And I said, no, Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday. And he's like, damn, okay, well, I'll try.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
And then a half hour, 45 minutes later, I get this little thing in the corner of my window like, TR Prepper's calling. Oh, I guess I lied.
Yep, this was a improv. No prior planning. It's just, I almost didn't start it anyway, but I was just sitting here and I was just like, I need to have a chat. Yeah. I didn't have one Tuesday. I need to have a chat. Anyway, and Red October just joined in. What's up, Red?
Hey, I'm just trying to get situated here. Let me turn off the mic. I'll be back.
Okay. All right. So anyway, I don't have any subjects I want to talk about other than what we were talking about beforehand. Me and Matt was talking about pissing everybody off on Facebook.
Hey, I got something that involves pissing people off that I'll bring up later, but it has to do with buying ammo and doing videos of it. We can get into it later, but anyway, I'll just, while Red's getting his stuff together there, I don't know what it is about ammo score videos that I really like. I guess because I like to shoot a lot and I like to have a freaking pile of ammo around me at all times. Just so that I know I can go shoot as much as I want, or as Matt says, train. Sorry, I should say that. Shooting is not training, and training is not shooting. But anyway, back on task here. What is it about ammo and making a video about it that either gets people really excited or they love it, or there's that like 5% of people that watch a video that for buying or buying up all the 22 at Walmart, like they're not going to get a freaking truck tomorrow. I remember back in the day when it was tough to get, but now it crap's everywhere. So I don't understand it. Y'all got any? You got any? Maybe Rich, with his line of work, maybe he can decipher people's feelings on why that would make some people unhappy and others happy.
I think it's the haves and the have-nots. You're able to go out and get all this ammo. I can't get any. I can't afford to do all that. And so I get very envious and jealous and all that. Actually, it doesn't bother me, but that might be one reason. And then there's, like, I think maybe it's that overflow of when we did have so much trouble there a couple of years back of, all you could find was maybe 40 S&W, and it was maybe it seems like bragging to people. I'm not sure. It doesn't bother me, like I said, but as far as psychologically, I don't know. I'm not really like the standard kind of guy. I'm kind of like suck it up and get over it, and if that's all that's bothering you, life might be pretty good.
I agree with that part about the overflow from when we were having so much problems getting ammo, and when you did find it on the shelf, it was twice what you used to pay for it. Even just a few months prior to that, because I was getting upset back then when guys would go, because it was before Walmart put the limit on how much you could buy, and people were going to Walmart and picking up really cheap 22, going to the gun stores around there, selling it to them for a profit. But then those gun stores were now the only place you could find it, and they had to make a profit. So now you were paying 3 times as much for it. Basically you were making a profit in order to fuck other people, is how I saw it. And as somebody who anybody on here, I would cut you a deal on anything I fucking have here if you really needed it. And so with that mindset, I'm like, these fucking assholes that are supposedly like gun guys, it's like you are intentionally screwing people over for personal gain. And that's what pissed me off about it back then. Now, like what you're talking about, current day, it's not the same.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it kind of ticked me off a little bit that people were buying it up, but at the same time, I was still able to find enough of it to where I was picking up, 100 rounds here, 500 rounds here, 1,000 rounds there. I don't even know how much 22s I have now. And this was just 22s. The rest of it was, fairly available. I don't even know how many 22s I got. I got tens of thousands of rounds, or at least thousands of rounds of it. I don't even know. It's behind the seat of my truck. It's laying on my damn bar. Just every time I got a chance, a buddy of mine would call me, hey, such and such Walmart or whatever's got 22s, and I'd run by and pick up a few boxes of it. And so even through the scare, if you're really looking for it, you still could find it. It was there. It just was hard to find. And I got more 22 than I'll ever shoot, probably.
Y'all might think it's a little weird. I've got a database, and I keep track of like all my firearms and ammo and stuff. And I just noticed like a correlation back a couple of weeks ago. I've got a round of ammo for every $1 I've ever spent on firearms. And I'm just going to keep that method, I think, because I feel okay with what I've got right now. I would always like to have more, but I think that's going to be like my minimum amount, like a round per $1.
That's interesting, Rick.
Yeah, that's a cool method. I like that. That's pretty cool. I look at my girls and my extended family. When we go to the farm, I'm looking at like 10 people shooting, and I'm supplying all that ammo. So for me, I want everyone to be able to shoot when they come out there. I just want to, whatever they want to do, I want to do it. So it's exponential, I guess, for me. in a way.
Hey, Rich, do you include optics and all that, or just the price of gun?
No, but that gives me something to think about there, because I've probably spent almost twice as much money overall when you look at like accessories and whatnot. So thanks for that, Matt. You've ruined my whole system.
Fucked it all up for you. Now Rich is gonna make a video going, I had to go out and buy 2,000 more rounds in order to keep my system going, thanks to RTT, fucker.
There you go.
And I can speak from experience. When I was down at Pop's Quest place this past weekend, we had some not necessarily new shooters, but new to the kind of guns we were introducing them to. And they were like, well, I don't want to shoot your ammo up. And we were like, please shoot my ammo up. I want you to have fun. I want you to enjoy the hell out of this. You know, shoot as much as you want. But they were always hesitant to like, yeah, well, no, I don't want to shoot your ammo up. It was like you was having to shove the gun into their face and like, I don't care. Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it, please. And they had having those people experience that and enjoy it was worth, you know, giving them ammo to shoot. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. I don't know. I'm sure some of you others have had that experience.
No, it's wonderful to see people enjoying the shooting sports and that smile on their face shooting the AR for the first time. I mean, we'll get Red to chime in on that, you know, because he got one just here a while back. But there's nothing like it, you know, watching people do that or hitting that clay in midair. He can chime in on that too. We had the clay shooters out there and everything, and they would shoot at them 10 times, and then when they finally hit it, that big smile, and you know, you bring in cases of ammo out, and it's like, here is a frigging case of ammo, you know. So I love that, and I don't mind. I don't a lot of money for a ton of ammo I don't shoot, but to me, it's worth it. It's worth every penny.
Hey guys, yeah, I don't know if you can hear me loud and clear. I've been having some issues on my end. Cool. Yeah, as far as the ammo, I don't really buy bulk ammo like you guys. I just buy it when I go to the range. But back up a year or two ago when we were having the shortage of 22, I was buying what I could a little bit, putting some aside and then selling it online, just trying to make a little profit. But as far as the clay shooting and shotgun, yeah, I mean, that's like the best feeling of the world when you're able to like hit those clay targets as they're going up in the air. It's awesome feeling. But I definitely try to promote anyone that goes with me to shoot and just try it out. And I always kind of give them a little coaching session of as far as like how to hold it, what to expect, you know, load one at a time, just to get familiar. Because I see those YouTube videos where people will just give a gun to somebody and not tell them, and then they're just like, you know, shooting so hard and then laughing. But I'm thinking it's kind of dangerous. You're kind of scaring that person off from possibly wanting to shoot it anymore. So it's just my two takes on that.
No, we were. I mean, I did a. Unfortunately, one of the ladies that were there shot the shotgun first. I don't think it wasn't her first time shooting a gun, but she kind of hurt her shoulder, and then we stepped it down, gave her a 22 to shoot, and then ended up giving her a AR-15 to shoot, and she loved shooting AR-15. Her and husband both were just like, you know, loved it. And of course, he probably hated me later because she wanted one after that. His ass was going to buy her a AR-15, whether he wanted to or not. But it was still pretty cool. And but yeah, I spent a little bit of time with her, just a few minutes showing her how to hold it and do this, don't do that, blah blah blah, and she actually ended up enjoying the shooting process a lot better after that, I think. And I think that's what you should do with any new shooter. You should make it enjoyable. Don't You know, that bullshit YouTube videos where they hand a, you know, hot chick a 12 gauge just to see her, you know, smack her face with it or whatever. I don't like that. You know, I mean, I promote, you know, gun ownership and shooting in a positive way. I want you to enjoy it, you know, even if it's just a 22, you know, and step your way up too.
Yeah, it's like brings me to think about that thing that Buck Run says. It's when you're out shooting, go shoot a lot, but stop shooting before you get to where you're like, man, I want to, you know, I'm tired of this. You know, always end on a positive note. You know, I don't know, I forget how he said it, but it was a good point. Like, go out there, train, shoot, whatever you have, and do what you got to do, but don't do so much of it, or don't push people so hard on it that they get a negative feeling and they don't want to do it again. You should always crave that next time that you get to shoot and or train, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
that makes a lot of sense. I know for me, like shooting, I don't know if any of you all have ever like meditated and just like truly done meditation. It does something for your brain. You can feel it in your brain if you do it right, and it's a calming, relaxing feeling. And I get that same feeling from shooting firearms. And so when that happens enough and I'm good, that's all I need. It could be, you know, 50 rounds, it could be 200, whatever. That's when I've had enough. And that's basically probably my biggest enjoyment out of firearms, is just the therapeutic part of it.
Right, and certainly I agree with you guys. I don't know how much of my past videos you've seen, but when I took my daughters out there, and you know, and we shot the play targets, and I always try to make it fun for them. You know, of course, I do some videos where I put some music on there, and then I mean, but you can see them smiling and laughing. I mean, there's no audio because I have music over, but I always try to make sure that they have a good time, that they want to come back, that they're not like, you know, I'm scared of it, or you know what, that's enough for me. I mean, they'll shoot it to the point where they're just like, my shoulder's hurting, but I always want them to want more, to go back next time, you know, and look forward to it. So
I'll tell you what it is, and TR and Matt, both you guys can understand this. It's like riding a motorcycle. You know, when you're riding a motorcycle, if you can't be on a cell phone. You got to keep asleep on a motorcycle. You got to keep all your attention on what's going on. You got to be ready to move this way, move that way. You're constantly keeping your balance. It's a very interactive thing, and it's a little bit dangerous. Like you could fall over and die or run into something. So it keeps your undivided attention there. There's nothing else going on. You block everything else out, and you're riding a motorcycle, right? Like that's got to be your focus. Well, when it comes to shooting, it's something that it's dangerous. Like if you take your eye off the ball for 1 second, it could cost you your life, or you could get injured. And that heightened sense of is what makes you block everything else out. And that's the zone, right? That's the zone. And that zone is what actually de-stresses you from everything else, because all you're focusing on is the target, the steel, getting ready, so on and so forth. There's nothing else in your mind. So you're in that zone of enjoying the moment, shooting, training, whatever you want to call it. And everything else is out of your mind. That's, I think, the beautiful thing about doing what we do.
Yeah, Pops, whenever I get my therapeutic ordeal going with Rich's shooting therapy, I'm going to have you come as a guest speaker one day. That was very well put. Good job.
And I'm not going to say the names. I'm just going to say Pops Quest girls. his children, when they stepped up to the firing line, the adults that were there, guests, friends of family and stuff that were there, the girls were, I mean, it was like all you heard was the steel being hit. Ding, 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 ding. I mean, they were shooting 22, don't get me wrong. It's still, though, it was just rapid fire, just nailing the hell out of it. And the adults that were there participating were in awe. They're like, how in the hell are they doing that? And I just kept telling them, it's just trigger time. You just need more practice. You need more practice. Because Pop's Quest, his girls were showing up the adults that were showing up to shoot guns. And it was kind of funny, but I was like, he just raised his girls right. You know, they got a lot of trigger time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I bought all that damn 22 ammo. Everybody wondered, why you buy all that 22? I was like, well, they're going to plow through it here directly, so I need to stock up.
Yeah, and you'd be surprised when you take women shooters with you, they actually shoot a lot better than the guys. And even at times myself, the girls could really put those, you know, put it on the target downrange. I mean, and I was really impressed by that. So definitely get some girls out there to shoot with y'all when you can.
Yeah, statistically, women are better shooters. They're also better welders. There's a lot of things that are considered to be like the man's sport or the man's thing to do that they're actually better at.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Has something to do with the way they breathe.
So
I can't remember all this.
Oh, I'm sorry. TR, you want to talk about your favorite subject about the flag burning video earlier?
What was that again? My favorite subject? What now?
Well, about the burning the flag, you were talking about that earlier. Did you want to talk about that, or?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Well, I don't think it should be legal. I mean, I just don't. I mean, and I had people commenting like, you know, well, it's legal, blah, blah, blah. You know, the bottom line, there is no law saying that it is constitutionally a right to burn the flag. There is no constitutional law. There is no law written saying you can do it. The only thing that makes it legal to do is the Supreme Court deemed it a First Amendment right. But there is no law saying you can burn a flag. It's just that the Supreme Court deemed it a First Amendment right. But that doesn't mean that a law was written saying that is a law that you can do it.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, you can do it. I understand that, but it is in bad taste, and I don't agree with it. And that's just my opinion. I think it should be illegal. There's laws in the book saying it's illegal, and I think they should be upheld.
Well, is it legal to deface currency?
Nope.
And destroy currency?
Nope.
So the dollar bill is more important than the flag. Is that what I'm reading?
Right.
I mean, seriously,
yeah, right.
That's what.
Right now, it's still illegal to deface currency, but it is legal to deface the flag.
Yeah, that's. So just think of that. That's pretty much all you need to think about.
It's illegal to carry a gun in the capital of the freest country in the world. Let that sink in.
You know, and that just goes to show you the mindset of a lot of young people these days that they would disrespect and you know, I get it. You want to exercise your freedom of speech, and I agree with you, TR. You know, on the flip side is it's their right. I don't agree with them doing that. I think there's a better way for them to speak their mind or whatever. But to burn the flag is just it's disgraceful, you know, and it's distasteful in every way because People died for that, and they paid the ultimate price. And I would never do that, but it is their right, and I agree with you. It should be some type of punishment, but then you'll have the other side arguing that, well, it's their right to do so, but they should not do it. I don't agree with that, but it's their right. It just sucks that people pay the price for them to do that. So I agree with you, and it sucks.
Well, let's not forget who also deemed it to be a right to do so and protected it under the First Amendment. A bunch of old farts that are not elected, by the way. A bunch of old farts that are not elected, that whether they like to admit it or not, base their opinion off of agenda-driven and party-driven ideals.
And just remember, for the most part, I don't know how the law is written in every state, but a assault, for the most part, is usually a fine in the hundreds of dollars, maybe a stay overnight in jail. So if you burn the flag and you get punched in the fucking face, the guy that done it probably don't mind paying a couple $100 and going to jail for a night. I'm just saying, it may happen.
Now, I would like to point out some hypocrisy with this whole thing. How often have you guys heard, anybody out there in the chat room or here on the panel, how often have you guys heard liberals talk about how guns should be banned from private ownership because, if for no other reason, because every other civilized country has done so? How often have you heard that?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the talking points.
Okay, so let's go with what every other country in the world does. We're one of like 3 or 4 countries in the world that it is not illegal to burn the nation's flag. They don't like hearing that shit. They don't like hearing that shit at all. And then they go, but it's my right to burn the flag. Oh, yeah, well, it's my right to own a gun.
Yeah, they're just talking points of convenience. It's it's like a shopping aisle. They go down the shopping aisle and they're like, "Ooh, that would make a good point." They go down a little further and it's like, "Ooh, that might destroy my whole theory." Move on. Ooh, that helped me out. Let's pull that down. I mean, that's basically what those idiots do. And to a person who's freaking zombified, they'll take them for, they'll take all those little points that they pick out of freaking thin air, and that'll be their own little reality, and it leads to crappy America.
Well, as I said in my video, if you burn a flag of a country, the first time I ever seen an American flag burn, it was some country in the Middle East, probably. I can't say. I'm not even going to speculate what country it was, but it was one. I was a child, but I seen the news and they burned an American flag, but it was in a different country. And what they were saying is they didn't believe in America. They wanted America destroyed. So my thinking is, this is my thought process from my childhood. If you are in America and you burn an American flag, you want to see America destroyed. You don't believe in America. You don't believe in the government. You don't believe in what we stand for. Not that we're perfect, but you don't believe in any of it. So I don't agree with you. If you want to burn an American flag in America, get the fuck out. That's just my personal take on it.
And that's the thing that gets me, is that people that will come to this country to reap the benefits, whether it's education, government assistance, or for a better life, so they say, turn around and do stuff like that. Not everyone does that from other countries. It's just, I don't understand the mindset. Like, I wouldn't go to the Middle East and burn their flag and complain about it and try to make it America because they tell me to get the F out. So I don't understand when people come here and do that and then want to make it the place they just came from. And it's like, well, you left that place to come here to have a better life, but yet you're doing the same shit over there that you're doing over here. You know, it doesn't make any sense.
On that note, my favorite meme that I've seen on Facebook in the recent few months, or at least a few weeks, is the group of illegals that are flying the Mexican flag saying Trump is not my president. And the meme says, of course he's not. Enrique Nieto is. I love it.
Yeah, I've seen those too. Isn't it ironic that the ones that's doing the protests and all of a sudden up front, you actually see them flying a communist flag or a Mexican flag, and they're denouncing America, and it's like, well, you're in America. Why are you flying a Mexican flag or a communist flag? You know, unless that's what you want.
Yeah,
if that's what you want.
Yeah, you're not even American. What? Move? Can you please move over so we can get the feeling of the American crowd? You're blocking the view here. Move aside.
I mean, can you imagine if you took a gay flag, a church flag, any other country flag, and burned their flag? I mean, what would their reaction be? Probably pissed off. And it's like, if you don't like it, why? I mean, you know, why would you do it to the American flag in the country that's protecting you from where you came from?
I mean, that's a really great point, because how politically correct would it be? You know, they would jump all over that if you burn up like an LGBTQZX flag or whatever. But then it's not politically incorrect to burn an American flag. It's ridiculous. It really is.
Exactly.
Because I am the politically correct speech spokesman. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit. I saw an article, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to kind of switch over just a second and see what your opinions are on, after however many months it's been since like the San Bernardino shooting where the 14 people got killed by terrorists. I saw this article where they've, in their investigation to this point, the only thing they can find as a cause of this terrorist attack was because there was a Christmas party that was supposedly mandated for employees. That's what their investigation has led to at this point.
So the cause of the San Bernardino shooting, what they've found, is because of because it was a Christmas party.
Basically, and supposedly
mandated.
And so because these people, which I really find it hard to believe that a mandated Christmas party even existed, but supposedly because these two or this guy had to attend, that triggered this killing spree. It's bizarre to me that could even be in print. But
it wasn't called a Christmas party in California. First of all, it was probably called a holiday gathering. But anyway,
right. But there was a Christmas tree, and so that made it like a religious celebration in the minds of, and this is not me, this is just the people, whoever had written this article, and supposedly what he had gotten out of the investigation or what he had been told, which I know you all had to have heard stuff that was much more likely to lead to a terrorist attack than that.
Well, is it really that hard to believe?
No, not really. I mean, but it's just mind-boggling that stuff like that can be allowed to go into print when they talk about like fake news and all. And this is like on a major news source. I've seen it in several different places.
I mean, look at the guy that just did the stabbing and vehicular assault at the Ohio State University campus. He tweeted before he did it, not right before, but one of his tweets was that he's tired of Americans grouping together Muslims as these like murderous type people. I mean, you can't make this shit up. I mean, he's tired of people saying Muslims are a bunch of murderous people, and then he goes on a killing spree.
Yes, they continuously prove our point. And Matt, you know, I had to change my position because I tried my best. I tried my best to have an open mind and say, not all Muslims are bad. They're not out to kill us and blah, blah, blah. But I have since changed my position. If you're a Muslim, I don't fucking trust you, and I think you want to kill me, period. You know, I'm sure there might be a few good ones out there, but I don't trust you.
Hey, to a Muslim, you're an infidel. Period. I don't give a. I don't give a crap.
You know,
now,
not all Muslims
you're an infidel, regardless. But some of them really want to kill you, and there's a few that will let you live. But regardless, you're an infidel. That in of itself, I mean, come on.
I mean, look at.
Well, the bottom line is all Muslims are not terrorists, but all terrorists seem to be Muslim. So you know, go from there.
I mean, look, like I said, you know, when I said, is it really that hard to believe that the San Bernardino shooting happened because of a Christmas party? I mean, you have this dude in Ohio State University who apparently thought that he was being wrongfully labeled, you know, as a Muslim. And so he went through and just proved our point. But I mean, there was two that went on or attempted to go on a killing spree in Texas because a bunch of people got together and drew Muhammad. You know, I mean, yes, they kill over the dumbest shit.
I like Thanks Man's comment out there. He says, my pet fish hate them as well.
Nice.
That's why you should be armed at all times. If you don't live in a state that you can be armed, move. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. You know, I mean, if you live in New York or California where you can't carry a gun, the best thing I can tell you to do is freaking move. That might not be the easiest answer, but that's what I would do. I don't know.
Hey,
you know,
Captain Pete's out there. He said, I live right by Dearborn, Michigan. They are not nice people. I love that because there is a propaganda video that I've seen a dozen times or so in the last couple of years of this, of Muslims in Dearborn. And you can tell that they're picking out like the best case scenario people. You know, it's like, look at all these happy, smiling people greeting people at the door, and they're walking down the road laughing and everything else. These are nice people. I'm like, bullshit. I've been there. I have been there. They do not greet you with a smiling face. And people are like, oh, you're just saying that, you know, and Captain Pizza, I mean, I love it. He backed that up.
Yeah, I was just going to say real quick, I'd like to see the Muslim community kind of speak up against the other so-called bad lone wolf Muslims and denounce them and say, you know what, that's not how we are as people, and we don't encourage that or anything like that. It's like they just closed off themselves from the world. If you're not part of that community, then it's just, I mean, you can't get into that circle, you know, to even talk to them and say, why don't you go and say something? Why don't you speak up?
They won't, because even the good Muslims know that you are an infidel, period. So even though they might not be the type that's going to kill you, they can't defend you, or they can't speak out against the people that are you know, their job is to kill all the infidels on the planet. It's plain and simple. They have to be silent. They can't be vocal about that.
I so should have worn my "Fuck Muslims" T-shirt for this. I mean, holy! If I'd have known this, I'd have had that fucker on. Somebody on my Facebook feed posted something about, it was a meme and blah 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 blah. I can't remember everything it said, but at the end of it, it said something about radical Islam. Oh, it was that Trump meme that's going around that says, "No, Trump is not going to." Basically, Trump is not going to shit on gay people. Trump is not going to do this. Trump is not going to, you know, put you in camps. Trump, you know, all the horror stories that the liberals say. It says because Trump doesn't practice radical Islam. And I was like, hold on a second. Hold the fuck on. Because when you say radical Islam, that insinuates there's a normal Islam. Like there's a peaceful Islam. Stop it. Just stop it. Radical Islam would be the peaceful ones.
Yeah, that's like jumbo shrimp.
Yeah, for anybody that's actually read the Quran, you would realize that there is no either, and I guess you could say this about Christians too. I mean, either you follow the entire book or you don't follow it at all. I mean, if you go by the Quran, if you are a good Muslim or whatever term they want to use, if you follow the Quran, you want to kill all of us, period. You want to either, if you can't kill us, you want to enslave us and charge us a tax for not being a Muslim. That's in the Quran. Otherwise, you want to kill us. That is in the Quran. I have read it.
Or convert.
And that's what it says.
Yeah.
Just like I've read the Bible. Just if for nothing else, for research. I have actually read the Bible. I've read the Quran. I do my research. I don't want to speak about something I don't know anything about. And I've read them both. In the Quran, if you're a Muslim, you want to fucking kill me. Period. You don't have to kill me, but you want to kill me. And that's what the Quran tells you.
Uncle Aaron's made a comment out there, and we've talked about this a little bit before. Moderate Muslims get caught helping the extremists all the time. The shoe bomber was escorted to the gate by a longtime Muslim airport employee. Again, he used the word extremist. That would be normal, but I also have an issue with the term moderate Muslim, because at no point in time can I tell you that I'm a moderate Christian. I only just sleep with my neighbor's wife. You know, that's the only one of the commandments that I break. So that makes me a moderate Christian. No, you either are or are not. You don't just kind of half-ass it. You know, I'm a shooter. I don't actually go to the range ever. I just keep them all in my closet. No, you're not a moderate shooter. You either do it or you don't. I can't think of a single religion that says, well, this is kind of like rule of thumb. You don't really have to follow it. It's just kind of however you want to take it. You know?
Yep, I agree, Matt. That's why you'll never hear me, and I probably shouldn't even say this. I hope I don't piss anybody off and scare people away. That's why I never claim to be a Christian, because I don't follow the Bible word for word. I've read it. I know what it says, and I don't follow it. I don't claim to be a Christian. I don't claim to be a Muslim. I don't claim to be a Buddhist. I don't claim to be anything. I can't even say I'm a true libertarian, because I have different views on different things. But the one thing I can say is I'm not a Democrat. Other than that, it's all gray area.
You're an American. You're an American.
You're a damn redneck. You straight to the bone.
But I have my own morals and my own beliefs, and I'll stand by those. You know, I try to be a good person. Other than that, you know, you judge it however you want. You know, I mean, I'm just who I am. I'm actually I probably shouldn't say this on live fucking YouTube hangouts, but I'm a shit. Now I lost the term. Damn it, what is it? Never mind. I had to come back. I had to think about the damn term.
You said something a little bit ago, TR. That's something else has been pissing me off lately. I was trying to change my Facebook thing because I thought that somewhere on Facebook there was like a place where you could put in like your political preference or something like that, but I guess there wasn't. Because I wanted to put in there that Democrats and libertarians have forced me to be a Republican. Because I and any guys who talk to me for any amount of time, I never have identified as a Republican. You know, it's always been like libertarian or conservative, you know, but this year libertarians have driven me completely away from the party, especially the ones that say, well, you know, libertarianism, there's a lot of different views in it. And so, you know, this libertarian might say libertarianism is this way. You know, there's anarchists that are libertarians. There's more, you know, conservative leaning libertarians, liberal leaning libertarians. But then those same fucking people will sit there and talk about true libertarians. It's like, wait, you can't tell me there's a true libertarian and then also tell me how there's these views and that views, and you got to make up your mind.
I agree, Matt. I agree. They definitely have pushed me in the opposite direction. I mean, but you know, sometimes you got to change the game and change your view on things. If you want things to change in the world, you can't just say and be hard-headed and say, I'm just going to stick with this one side, one party, no matter what. When shit changes, I mean, you just got to change with it if you want things to change in the world, you know?
Well, I think most of the people on this chat and people watching, we're not influenced as much as what we're supposed to be doing, what they think we should be doing. We think outside the box. If they tell us, you know, left, we're thinking, well, what's happening over here to the right? You know, whatever it is. I mean, I'm just throwing terms out there. But when somebody is preaching to us that it's one way, we automatically think, well, what's the alternative? You know, what's the other thing? If we don't like being force-fed shit, we want to think for ourselves. And whether it's the Dakota pipeline, whether it's the Electoral College, whether it's religion, whether it's whatever it is, we are people that will step back away from it and look at the entire freaking picture and then come to a conclusion. And I think that's what we should promote, you know, looking at the entire freaking picture. Sometimes it's black and white, but not always. And I think that's why we do these chats and why we do participate in YouTube and Facebook and different other social media things. It's like to try our best to, here's another angle at it. Look at this. If you don't like it, fuck you.
Yeah, and I just want to add one more thing, TR. I think you're, you know, you definitely made a point there. Is that is that people have a stereotype when they see "Don't tread on me," "Come and take it," or "He likes guns," and they don't realize that I'm human too, and I have sympathy and compassion. And I was telling my wife, I said, TR invited me to come on the show, and I was kind of showing her your Tuesday night bull ring, and how Rosie was on there, and she said, "Well, that's very cool." And I said, these guys are average guys, just like me. I mean, on the outside, they might not look like people you'd want to hang around with, but these are good guys. These are everyday. Pops Quest has his shop. Matt does his training thing, and I'm sure he's a blue collar guy. TR is a cool guy. Rich 4150. I mean, these are all average guys, working Americans that that believe in fair rights. So you can't just judge a book by its cover and say, oh, because he likes the Second Amendment, he's a bad guy.
Yeah, I actually went through that with a liberal on Facebook day before yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday, but that this guy posted a article from somewhere. I can't remember where, but posted an article from somewhere saying, basically shitting on Trump for saying that that because of certain things on social media and the illegal vote, if you take certain things away, I can't remember exactly how it was worded, that he actually won the popular vote. And these people, basically the guy was like, he's believing a conspiracy. And I was like, wait a second. Aren't you the same people, you liberals, aren't you the same people that just last week said that it was because of the alt-right and right-wing news is why Trump won? It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't be a hypocrite with this. And this lady sits there and says, you're not gonna, somebody else, not the person who posted it. Somebody else was like, you're not gonna lump me in. I didn't share that stuff. That wasn't my beliefs. You can't lump all liberals into the same boat when it comes to believing right-wing conspiracies, or that there was some right-wing conspiracy that got him elected. And she said, don't you dare lecture me that the alt-right is open-minded. Wait a second. You just lambasted me about lumping everybody into one group and then did it yourself. You cannot possibly be making it this easy on me. I haven't heard back from her since.
Well, the Rob Pops Quest can confirm this. I was around his family and friends. We was by the campfire. It was all cool. Everybody was just talking, and I would say they were all fairly conservative, But we had teachers and engineers, people from all over the spectrum, all over. And I was talking to them, and I was telling them about the chats I do. And, and I was saying, I was just kind of like pissed off about how I'm lumped into this category that I'm racist, I'm misogynist, xenophobe, all the phobias and shit that I'm supposed to be because I voted for Trump and I stand for him. And I went down the list, and it's like, look, I do chats on Tuesday nights. You can check it out. I got a transgender on there I'm very good friends with. Phone numbers in my phone. I chit chat back and forth. I was married to a black woman. I just on and on and on of the different things that I've done in my life, but you cannot label me a racist, a xenophobe, a homophobic, because those people are my friends. Those people have been in my life. Those people are a part of my life. And for you to say that all those fucking things about me just pisses me off. I'm not bragging about any of them. I'm just saying that's part of me. I am fucking redneck from hell from Marietta, South Carolina. Yet, I have all these things that I'm associated with, but you want to call me a racist. You want to call me a fucking homophobic. I don't get it. I don't accept it, and I do not like it.
Oh, before anybody gets the big idea of saying, well, TR is saying that he doesn't like being lumped into one group, but he just lumped Muslims into one group. There's a stark difference between a principle, a set of beliefs that the Quran teaches, and what some left-wing nut job claims everybody who's right-wing is. There's a stark difference.
Yeah, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, swims like a duck, and tastes like a duck, it's a damn duck. Period.
Yeah, I didn't say anything about Muslims. Fuck Muslims.
Yeah, I can say that I don't know if I've ever been accused of being any of those things, so I don't know if I could really identify. But I've had a pretty diverse bunch of relationships in my life to where it's the content of someone's character. It don't make a shit, with one exception. But I mean, but it don't matter where you come from, the color of your skin, what your name is, blah blah blah. But if you're a religious group trying to kill me, yeah, my only hope is to kill you first. But the rest of y'all is all good.
Got a troll out there that's trying to, back you into a corner by saying most Muslims are bad. Yes, I wholly agree. There's two of them.
Yeah, and Matt knows this. I defended Muslims for years, literally years, and I just had to drop it and fucking give in. It's like, nah, fuck it. I don't trust Muslims. I don't like Muslims. And this is I read the Quran before disagreeing with Matt in the past on his chats, but I still tried to hold out. I was like, I'm trying to be a good person. And eventually you just have to fucking face facts. Fuck Islam. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah, you're holding out for humanity in general until you realize they were just that in every one of them's eyes, you're an infidel. Period. There's no other way to look at it. I'm sorry. And I kind of did too. I kind of believe that whole uh, radical Islam and good Muslim folks, but where the hell were they all when radical Islam was killing everybody? And I don't know. The way I look at it is if we're standing in a group and you got one guy that does something that's completely out of line, if you don't say something, then you might as well be doing the same thing. And you don't have to destroy him in front of everybody, but you could take him off to the side and say, "Hey, man, that was a little out of line." I doubt that's happening behind closed doors. I'm sorry.
Hey, when I was in Desert Storm back in 1990 and 91, when we jumped into Deuce and a Half to go to a job site, I was a construction battalion, CB. So we built bases and things like that. We were hundreds or at least 100 miles away from Iraq, Kuwait, and all that when we were back at home base. We locked and loaded when we jumped into Deuce and a Half, or at least two guys did. You had a guy riding shotgun, a guy on the back. All of us had a gun, don't get me wrong. But they were at least minimum two guys locked and loaded. Not because we was worried about Iraq, not because we was worried about Saddam. We were worried about fucking Muslims. And a jihad attack or whatever the hell you want to call it, a terrorist attack. We were worried about terrorists in the heart of Saudi Arabia. Period. We knew they didn't like us. They didn't want us there. I talked to the people. I was around them. They would cooperate with us, but they didn't like us. And I knew it. And there was no denying it. I'm not saying they wanted to kill me, but they didn't like me being there, and they didn't like what we were doing. And so, like I said, when we were in Desert Storm, we were worried about everybody. We wasn't worried about Iraqis. We were worried about every fucking Arab we saw. Period. And that's just the way it was.
Okay. So this hawk, whoever wants to pick out one thing that you said. They pay so close attention to everything you've said that they're picking out one thing about most Muslims are bad. Your quote, most Muslims are bad. And I say, if you were paying as much fucking attention as you think you are, you would also know that PR also said he's not fucking Christian. Because Hawk says, not very Christian. All I'm saying, not very humanitarian, judging 1.2 billion humans that you have not met. So you're wrong. The man sat there 10 minutes ago and said, I don't identify as Christian. I'm not Christian. What the fuck are you going to do now? You know, Hidden's been out there telling you shut the fuck up. I'd listen to him.
Yeah, that's just an attention seeker.
And just for anybody that wants to know, informant agent, I think I've seen you out there before, blocking freedom of speech. Guess what? This is my chat. This is not America. This is TR Prepper's chat. There is no fucking freedom of speech. I can block any fucking body I want. I'm not going to. I'll let people make a fucking ass of themselves and everybody can see it. But right now, I'm not blocking anybody. But if I do, fuck it. You don't have a freedom of speech here. This is not America. This is TR Prepper's chat.
That's right. That's like coming into my house. You want to talk shit? That's fine. A lot of times I leave shitty comments up so people can see just how stupid you really are. And sometimes I delete them and block them, but a lot of times I leave them up just because they're making a fool of themselves. It's better to leave it up so people can see how stupid they are.
I don't know. I just really like bacon. Bacon is really good. That's really all I have to say. But I don't trust people that don't like bacon and don't eat bacon. That's my whole spiel on it.
Pork Boston butt cooking in the oven right now as we speak. If you don't like pork, I just don't trust you. I'm just sorry.
What about turkey bacon?
It's not as good, but it does have bacon in the name of it, so that does make it appealing to on some level.
Okay. What about tofu that's been around bacon, so it tastes like bacon?
It would have to be like really marinated for a very long time.
No. I don't care what you do with tofu. It ain't bacon. You could wrap a bunch of tofu in bacon, and that would take away from the bacon. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point, Rob.
If you guys haven't seen it, go on YouTube and look up Joe Rogan. Just type in Joe Rogan vegans. And there's like a 5 or 8 minute skit he does about vegans. It has me in I've probably watched it 10 times. It has me in tears every time. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, I like Joe Rogan. What is it again, Joe? What's his last name?
Rogan.
Yeah.
Rogan. Rogan.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's the guy that calls some of the MMA fights. He's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
I like the bumper stickers. There's like it says Indian definition of vegetarian is poor hunter.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I can't get into the vegan thing or vegetarian thing. If you
You know
don't
what you
eat
call,
meat, I just don't trust you.
you know what you call a vegan with diarrhea? Salad shooter.
Captain Pizza Canadian bacon is awesome. It's great on like real bread, real like fresh bread with real butter. Good stuff.
I like, you know what? The best thing I like to put on Canadian bacon, American bacon, right on top of it.
Nice.
Canadian. You know, every time I get Canadian bacon, it's so polite. It really is. It's not like the American. It's not like the American bacon I get that carries a gun and is like totally not politically correct. That's the American. You know, that's what my American bacon has. But you know, you get a package of Canadian bacon. It sits there and it says please and thank you, and you know, drinks milk from a bag.
You know what's funny, Matt, is I just got off the phone a little bit before I started this chat. A guy was commenting on one of my rant videos, and he really wanted to get in touch with me, and he just kept on commenting and emailing, and finally he inboxed me his phone number, and I called him. So I talked to a Canadian anarchist, and he was very polite. We had a long conversation. He was an anarchist, but it was a different type anarchist from American anarchist. He was like very agreeing, and we just had a long conversation. I don't know what it is about Canadians. They just are very nice and apologetic of anything they say. It was kind of funny. I enjoyed having a conversation with the guy. He's a good guy, but even he said he's not sure what an anarchist is, but he's trying to be one, but he's not really sure what it is.
I'm sure you've heard people say that like white guilt got Barack Obama elected, and I'm sure you've heard something along those lines. Okay, I think here's the thing with Canadians. I think it's ingrained in them to continuously apologize because of the music they've given us.
That is a really good point. I saw somewhere it's like in Pennsylvania or somewhere, I don't know, it might have been Blue talking about where they make people like listen to Justin Bieber or something as punishment for certain crimes.
Hey, don't forget they gave us Shania Twain, okay? So y'all cut them some slack.
Yeah, but one good deed doesn't erase many others. I mean,
Yeah, that's just trying to stay on the scoreboard there. I mean, you know, you can't erase so many points, but you know, you get a good one, then you get a bunch of bad ones. You know, it's just like you're just staying in the game with that. That's all.
what Brian? Let me think here. Brian Adams is Canadian, right? Who's that chick? Well, I can't remember her name. She did the Titanic.
Alanis Morissette, or
Alanis Morissette. There's another one. Celine Dion's Canadian. You said that kid's name. I can't even say his name.
Nickelback.
Shh, not too loud. The tender ears. You know. So yeah, they had to throw Shania Twain in there just to stay in good graces.
Like Martha said, that chick, you mean Nickelback? It's funny.
It's true. It's true too. Nickelback. Somebody else had one out there. I think Jules Canadian, yeah, and this Logs.
Oh no, Jules from Alaska, isn't she?
Oh, you know what? I think she is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
No.
I think
Didn't we get Brian Adams from Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or y'all already said that while I was gone, but
And this guy out there says, Matt, on behalf of Canada, we are sorry. I mean, there's only so much that Shania Twain and maple syrup can fix.
but we got, I mean, if you look at the music scene in America, we got just as many failures, if not tenfold, you know. I mean, look at the crap we've probably had to put Canada through. Listen to the shit we've put together. So it's a two-way street.
Yeah, but
I love my Canadian friends. They're good people.
To be fair, a bunch of the crap that we've produced, most of America thinks is crap. It's not like we own that shit. It's like, oh yeah, this is good. No. What? Who's that rapper that is always in the news? Kanye. You know, it's not like people sit there and go, oh yeah, we're proud of Kanye.
I didn't think about it from Canada. Rush's earlier music was pretty decent. They kind of changed when they got established, but they had some good early music.
I'm reading the chats out there. It's getting pretty fun. It's getting pretty good right now.
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus! Tyler says saw a Muslim band nearly blew the roof off the place.
Was it BC Truck said Katie Lang eats tuna? I didn't know
they
that.
were the bomb.
That was a good one.
Oh, wow.
Well, what rock bands have come out of Canada? How about that?
Yeah, there was
Good
Rush. Rush was about.
Rush? Oh, Rush come out of Canada?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't listen to rock music. I listen to both kinds of music, country and
I have
Was
to.
it country and western? Is that what you said?
yeah, both kinds of music.
Unless it's on one of your videos, and then it's hip hop or rap.
I just do that to spread the love out. You know what I'm saying?
I can never. Thank you for reminding me of that, Rich, because I can never, ever, 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 ever bag on Canadian music again. I can't. I just can't do it. They did give. I completely forgot they gave us Rush, and they're one of the most amazing bands ever. There's more talent in that fucking band, and those three guys. There's more talent in those three guys than in most bands combined.
That's true. They were a good band.
Yeah, actually, I had to back up on that myself because there were people spouting off some people there that I like. Alanis Morissette. I like Alanis Morissette, you know. But Rush, yeah, I had to give it to you on that. Wow. I had no idea they were from Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
The most amazing thing I've ever seen was number one, watching Neil Peart do a drum solo. Amazing drummer. But Geddy Lee standing on stage, singing, finger picking the bass, and playing the keyboards at the same time. My mind was absolutely blown. It's like, I know people that can't chew bubblegum and walk at the same time. How many different ways does your brain split up to remember the words, sing the words, remember your notes, finger pick the bass, which is unorthodox compared to picking with your opposite hand, and everything?
And then playing some more keyboards with his feet while he's doing that too.
Probably.
Yeah, he was. He's amazing. They're an amazing band for sure.
Yeah, I know people that can't walk at the same time.
Just walk. I know those people too. They trip on everything.
That's poor people. Yeah, there's a place for them though. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, on the ground. Oh, that was funny. Again. Yeah, there's a place. There's a place for them in my backyard while I string out the garden hose and put a rake out there and a shovel and dig a little tiny hole they can't see and just watch it. Just watch the fun.
Somebody said Loverboy was Canadian. They had a couple good songs.
Somebody said Triumph was Canadian. No, they're British.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, apparently that.
Maybe there's a band called Triumph, not the motorcycle or the car company.
There is. There's a band called Triumph. I was making the comparison with British.
And I'm sure they were so great because I never heard of them.
Well, they don't fit into country or western, so yeah.
Sure, we all have met the people that, and there's several of them that I work with or work. They're in management, a few of them, and I've actually questioned the people. Like we're sitting around on break, and it's like, what do they do when it starts raining? Because I know good and well, there's no way in hell they know how to turn on the windshield wipers. They have to pull in somewhere and let somebody turn the fucking windshield wipers on for them because they're that fucking stupid. Have we all not met that person?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, there's people that don't even know how to get out of their own way. You know, I mean, it's painful sometimes, really.
I saw a meme not too long ago. Everybody know who Forrest Whitaker is? Actor. Got that one like weird eye, like squinty, half-crossed eye. And the meme said, have you ever met somebody or talked to somebody so stupid it gives you Forrest Whitaker eye? Like, oh, every day.
Yep, unfortunately, they're out there, and we work with them.
Men without hats.
Oh, the safety dance.
Yeah, I just googled the best Canadian bands. I don't recognize none of these freaking clowns.
Yeah,
That was a one-hit wonder there.
I'm sure everybody's already googled it.
Hey, Rob.
Oh yeah. Well, your day was my day.
Yeah.
The Guess Who, friggin', yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that was like 9th or 10th grade for us.
Let's see here.
Yeah, that was roller skating rinks, man. That was, I mean, I don't know about you, but I guess roller skating for us was big in mid to late '80s or whatnot. That was the thing to do.
Did you said something about Men Without Hats as a Canadian band? Right?
Yeah, I think you did.
I just got one thing to say about that, fellas.
Oh yeah.
We can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, no friends of mine. Say we can go where we want to.
Yeah, Richard Sabo mentioned Neil Young. I used to love Neil Young, but his political opinions and beliefs make me, I cannot stand that man anymore. He's just ridiculous, but used to love his music. Now it reminds me of what he thinks, and so I can't listen to it. But
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I really, yeah, every now and then I'll catch myself and it's great stuff, but he ain't no damn Willie Nelson.
Yeah, I don't really appreciate artists, whether they're a actor or a musician. I don't really care to hear their political beliefs. Even if I agree with what they say, I've seen several artists, comedians, actors, or whatever. You know, a few of them have actually said, you know, we're nobody. You shouldn't listen to our opinion. And I agree with them over all the libtard freaking, you know, actors and stuff. I mean, there's been a few of them that, like I said, you know, has been on our side, a conservative side. And, but at the same time, they're just a fucking actor or actress. Their opinion don't count no more than mine and yours.
yeah, I gotta agree with that. And it's kind of, to me, it's like selling out, even though they act like, oh no, we're not selling out at all. Like if you make a political song, to me, it's really no different than, like, I know when we've talked about this before, you know, you could get a lot of views on YouTube if you put some hot chick in a bikini shooting something. To me, it's not really that much different. It's the same kind of thing. If you're going to sell out your art for some type of stance politically, does that make sense?
Well, I think that if you, for instance, Megadeth, which I don't know, maybe people on here do. I know Pops probably doesn't like Megadeth, but you know, I really like Megadeth. Megadeth has a lot of politically charged songs. If it's part of your music, that's what you do, is politically charged music. That's one thing. It's, to me, it's when you get up on stage or you get in front of the media and you start making opinions about the political candidate and things like that. I separate the two. One's like, I don't give a fuck what your opinion about Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton or whoever is. I really don't. Stick to making your music. And if your music is politically charged, fine then. That's whatever. That's part of your art. That's part of what you do as an artist. But once the music stops and you're like, oh, Donald Trump is a racist and misogynist and blah 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 blah, it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that part. Like, shut up and play. You know, let's hear the music.
Yeah, I think if your art is a certain way and if you're true to it, like Five Finger Death Punch, I've seen some videos by them, and their official videos was about veterans and war and all that. And I'm not saying everything they do is correct, but I see where they're coming from. And if they do those videos and then all of a sudden flipped around and told me I didn't need to own a gun or I'm a racist, I'd tell them to shut the fuck up. But
well, like Five Finger Death Punch, if you go to a Five Finger Death Punch concert, which I've been to, they always take a moment for the troops. You know, the very, very patriotic, very pro freedom and veterans and everything else. Another band that's like that is Disturbed. Disturbed, most people don't realize, is very pro-military as well. And I think that's, I think if they're recognizing something like that, is one thing, but it's not, the media is not your time to protest something. Do it in your art, because that's why people listen to your art.
Yeah, I could see
I agree.
that.
Like I said, I ain't saying Five Finger Death Punch ever said anything offensive. I'm just saying, like you said, Matt, they kind of spelled out their political belief in their art, and I expect them off stage to continue that. When you have some actor that makes millions of dollars off making action films where he's shooting people left and right, and then comes out and is all of a sudden a liberal fucking pussy and says we shouldn't own guns and blah blah blah. Well, that's when I have a problem with it. It's like you make millions shooting a gun on camera, then you tell me I can't have a gun. Fuck you.
Yeah, get the hell off the soapbox and get back on the damn stage, and it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt Damon. That's definitely one of them. AZ Patriot. He's
That's one reason
got
why.
famous for doing shoot 'em up movies, and then turns out to be a liberal whatever. It's like, hey, shut the fuck up and go back to work.
Well, what about that one that Snoop Dogg did? I'm unloading. We all did video responses to that. Remember that? I'm unloading my 401k of all the gun companies. I mean, really? Anyway, those were fun videos.
When he
Everybody
made his
unloading.
he made his career on talking about being a damn gangster and all that shit, and then all of a sudden he's unloading. Yeah. Oh, I made one. I remember it. It's still up on my page.
Yeah, oh yeah, those were fun, man. I mean, those idiots need to give us another reason to make a freaking shoot 'em up video.
I forgot about that one. I've made a few of those. I might need to make some more unloading videos.
What I did on mine was I made sure to take the avatar of the video I'm unloading where he did it, and I made it the same one as my video, so it would confuse the hell out of those morons that watch that crap, and they would end up watching mine by accident. I probably got more thumbs down on that video than I've got on any video, because those freaking idiots don't know how to click on a video the right way.
This makes me
Yeah,
think
on mine, I actually had Snoop Dogg talking for a minute or so. And then I queued into me just unloading damn AR-15.
Oh, yeah. I went back and forth and really confused the whole situation. Those poor bastards, they didn't know what the hell was coming.
This makes me think of maybe another idea to do after this recounting stuff is over and I'm recounting. It might be a good one. Hashtag I'm recounting.
The best thing about this recount, the absolute best thing about this recount was watching that bitch lose twice.
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, how about hashtag I'm reshooting?
Yeah, sounds good.
Let's figure it out. I see a shooting video coming up.
I mean, just do them all. I love those kind of videos, man. I think they're great, especially when you get like 10 or 12 or shit in that Let Freedom Ring thing. I bet at the end of the day, we probably had 100 people,
I'm thinking hashtag I'm recounting. And just unload a pistol, rifle, 20. I don't give a damn what it is. Shotgun, something. I think that's a good. That's what we should do next.
3,
hashtag
4.
I'm recounting.
Yeah, that'll work. I can do that one Saturday. I'm hunting tomorrow afternoon and Saturday morning, but I can do something Saturday. Then at the end of the video, you'd be like, shoot off like 30 or 40 rounds, and you'd be like, no, bitch, you still lost.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, I need to have some backwards stuff going on this one, I think.
How come we can't
Yeah,
ever get Matt to make any fun videos like that? He's
I
too busy.
made a hashtag Black Guns Matter. I made a hashtag the one we were just talking about.
Let freedom ring.
Let freedom ring.
Really? I don't
Yeah.
remember that. It must have been too serious. I probably didn't laugh enough at it.
No, it was basically just I just took bits out of a bunch of my videos where I was shooting and just picked. I think it was like a minute long or 45 seconds long or something.
I know I watched it. I watch all your videos.
Actually, his Black Guns Matter video was very entertaining. I'm pretty sure that's the one where, if I'm not mistaken, he treated it like it was Sally Fields or Sally Souther's African, like save the children kind of fucking thing. For $1 a day, you can do this.
Yeah.
It was funny as hell. He had like the black gun laying in a mud puddle. Look, for $1 a day, some shit like that. It was good.
You could feed this rifle 6 rounds of ammunition for $1 a day.
If you've not seen it, Pops, go check it out.
I think I saw it, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, bring a black gun in from the cold and wet.
Yeah, videos like that, sometimes you need to go back and rewatch. Hell, I forgot what my videos look like. They're 2, 3 years old, man. I got to go back and watch them sometimes.
Yeah, the Black Guns Matter video thing, that was a good one. That was a lot of fun seeing all those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, I
Sparked
wrote
a t-shirt.
Yeah, I did the marker on my t-shirt thing. But that was right after I got the first AK, man. That has been a couple years, I guess. I don't know, maybe not a couple years, but
That's the most satisfying thing, isn't it? When you get to say, when I bought my first AK.
right. Now it's not my first, so that's even better. It was lonely. I got to be honest with you. That PS AK-47 might be just as nice as that Arsenal, and I'm not lying. It's like a clone, dude. It's half the price, and it's bad to the ass, as Fat Man would say.
Yeah, you never forget the day you bought your first AK. That's for sure.
Never.
I never will, because I only paid $200 for mine. I stole that sumbitch.
I remember sitting in I'm sure I've told this story before. This is a long time ago, though. I was sitting behind a tattoo parlor in Columbus, Ohio, in an alley. And it had to be like 10 o'clock at night or some shit like that. Selling an AK and an SKS out of the trunk of my car. And I think I sold them both total for like $250.
Yeah, we've had this conversation many times, but man, the roles have reversed. Now ARs are freaking dirt cheap, and we don't have to beat this dead horse. But now that I got a couple AKs, man, I wish they were cheaper. The better ones. And I know we can get into the whole debate of cheaper AK is still good. I know all that, but I don't know. Is it just perception, or is it really? I don't know. Now we can start a whole long debate here, which we probably don't need to do. But I don't know. A $500-600 AK. I don't know. Hell, the PS AKs, it's not far. It's only $750, so it's not far away.
I've seen them for like $450. It's getting crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So is the $450 AK the same? And I'm not asking Matt because I know what he's going to say. But I'm going to ask a rational person. Is a $450 AK the same as a $600 AR. I mean, in all things considered, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, but just the design of the AK, it's just so simple, and you probably got a better shot with it, I think, with the $400 AK.
Can I?
Go ahead.
I want to answer so badly. Okay. No, Pop said he wasn't going to ask me. I'm like over here like that kid in the back of the room, like, God, call on me. I think most people would concede that the AK design is less apt to fail over the AR design just because of tolerances alone. And I think that alone, with the price difference, equals them out.
I'm proud of you for keeping that answer so short, but that's exactly kind of what I'm thinking too. Really, it really is. Simplicity is bliss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think like if your trigger group went out somehow on the AK, you could just go buy a mousetrap and fix it. With
I think you just smack
a
it on
bit
the
of
side.
modification.
You just hit it on the side and it keeps going off, don't it?
Probably would.
Hey, I'm a AR guy, but I will never down an AK. I love my AK. I plan on buying another AK. I got 2 ARs. I need 2 AKs. I got an AK and a SKS, but it's not quite the same as a backup, so I need another AK. And I'm thinking the PSA. If I can find a PSA AK, I may try that just to beat the shit out of it and see how it holds up.
You guys remember I was fucking around with that 7.62 by 39 AR, Colt AR the other day when I think we were on Johnny's chat that night. The guy bought it for $300, or the guy bought it for $350. It's got problems. And I told him, I said, what the amount of money, I said, you're gonna have to put money into it to see if there's more problems, because right now we can't diagnose it without fixing these other things first. And I said, there's a good chance you're going to end up, you paid $350 for it. There's a good chance you end up a total of $600 in it. Therefore, if you ever try to sell it, you're going to lose money in the long run. I said, however, I will give you the $350 that you bought it for and take it on as a project gun that over time, put a rail on it. Don't do anything internally, because I fucking hate it when people do internal shit to guns. But, put a nicer stock on it, put a rail on it, and have, because I like the round. I like the 7.62 over the 223 or 5.56. And so he's thinking about it. So I may end up owning another AR, and I'll have 2 and 2 at that point.
I definitely love the 7.62 round way better. I mean, because let's face it. I mean, I don't know what it is we are training for, but the AR, people say, oh, it's very precise. You can shoot 300 yards. I've told my best friend, and he's like my battle buddy, and he's the guy that that will go and will actually do a little training and stuff with. If it's 300 yards away, it ain't my problem. I mean, I'm more about the 75-yard threat, and for that I want the 7.62 by 39 round in my. That's what you know what I'm saying, and so that's why I like that round better. I'm not messing with nothing 300 yards away. Period.
I mean, I can see where 300 yards could maybe be my problem, but I can't see that far to hit something, so it wouldn't do me any good.
My biggest thing with the 7.62 is I like the round. I like, and I'm complete. I think it's the first time ever in complete agreement with Pops. If it's 300 yards out, I just assume let it walk by me instead of engaging it unless I have to. With that being said, most of us live in a city, a town, something along those lines. And the 7.62 is a far better barrier penetrator than the 5.56 or 2.23. And so when you're talking car windows, car doors, even, the exterior of your average, stick built vinyl sided house, you're just much better barrier penetration, which you need in an urban environment.
Well, listen, I qualified expert when I went through Army boot camp with iron sights at 300 yards. I wasn't a marksman or a sharpshooter. I've qualified expert. I can shoot, period. And so whoever, I get it. I can shoot 300 yards. I can hit my target, but I prefer the bigger bullet and consider within 100 yards as what I'm going to realistically. If there ever was a breakdown of society, that's what I'm going to deal with. I'm not going to shoot 300-yard targets, period. I don't really see that happen.
And I would like to clarify something. Pops keeps taking a little jab at me with the whole training versus shooting thing. I made the comment, and I didn't know what he was talking about at the time. When people say, I shoot a lot, most people, the average person, stands static and does some, what I would consider to be like light target shooting. And when he said something about shooting a lot, my brain went to, static in place target shooting. And I told him, I said, there's a difference between training and just target shooting, just shooting. One, you're actually practicing for an event, moving, running, gunning, things like that, scenario-based stuff, versus standing at the range at 25 yards and boom, 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 and that's where he keeps taking the jab at me at.
Well, that night, you were amped up, and I was trying to get at you, and so I should have used better terminology, or I should have used different words, and I could have got at you a little bit better. I love that video. I think it was great.
And actually, I was not talking about you.
No, I don't. Me and TR was sitting there rolling on the floor, and I'm like, some bitch is talking about me. I love to modify my guns, but my crappy little 380 that I carry every day hadn't had one thing done to it. So I totally get it. Trust me. But yeah, I think anytime you're shooting, you should be training, whether you're just working on your trigger pull, whether you're just working on sight alignment, whether you're just working on your draw. You don't need to be jumping out of helicopters and going down a rope and door gunning shit to be training. Anytime you're shooting, you should find value in that to quote unquote train. So you're operating at a different level than most people. So that's the difference. But for me, shooting is always training. So
I agree with that. Shooting is better than not shooting, but I think the running and gunning is a next level that everybody should experience. And not everybody has that, chance to do that. So maybe they should look into a, depending on your area, if you live in the city or something, maybe you have to look into IDPA or something like that to get that experience. But if you can't run and gun at your range, or if you don't have the opportunity to have a place to run and gun, you should look into places to run and gun. That's just my personal opinion. I've learned a lot by running and gunning, whether it's at Pop's place, whether it's on my property. Just, you can call it playing around, training, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But, I try to do that, focus on targets and moving to the next one, and actually moving my position and taking on targets. And whether that's real training or not, I don't know. But it's better than just standing and looking at one target at a, you're here, here's a target, you shoot at it, which is still trigger training, but you still need to run and gun, I think.
I'll just say quickly, I got so pissed off at standing at a range that I went out and bought a damn farm. I mean, seriously, the main reason I got that place was to be able to do whatever the hell I want and to have some freedom to build those skills that are important. And everyone should experience that, period. Whether you got to go beg on some land or go to a friend's place or get in some training school or go out to Matt's and go in the desert, you'll appreciate the hell out of it. And I'll shut up now.
Yeah, I think it would have to. I mean, just physical health, even. But I know for me, I feel like if God forbid, somehow I'm ever in any kind of situation where I would need to be, defensive, taking, defensive measures with a firearm, I probably not going to be, all just breathing calmly and and just relaxed and ready to think about my trigger control and all that. And plus, just like you get old like me and your physical health starts failing anyway, and that it helps me to get out and just move around, and I don't think about it that much if I'm out shooting. Kind of like you had said earlier, you're focused on not getting hurt or hurting somebody or anything like that. So I mean, there's a lot of good benefits to it.
Yeah, I can't tell you the amount of people that I've taught and that I've trained out in the desert who have come up and been like, yeah, I'm a good shooter. It's like, well, really? All right, let's go do this. I've shot 10,000 rounds and whatever else. And, I sit the target out there and I go to my truck and I start getting out cones and start staggering cones. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, you're going to start here, 2 shots, reload and run to the next one. Take a knee, 2 shots, reload, run to the third one, and lay on your back or side and 2 shots. They're like, what? I'm like, that's real life. And if you're lucky, I'm not going to shove you in the middle of running from point A to point B.
That's the most fun you'll ever have, is as long as you keep it safe, is running drills, doing crap like that. I've never had more fun in mind. I consider all the ammo I ever shot at a range with benches, I consider all that wasted ammo now. I really do, based on what I'm able to do now. It was so, and I don't really want to say you shouldn't, because if that's where you can shoot, you should still shoot. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the hell out of it, but now that I have a place to move around, and I didn't mean to come across upset anybody if I said it the wrong way, but it's just it's just a lot more educational. The movement with guns is so much more fun than sitting still. Period.
I like what Stump said out there about like shooting a moving target. I'd seen like some videos. I think this guy's Inspector Zero or Sergeant Zero. So I can't remember. Instructor Zero, and he had a guy that was standing behind him with a long pole and a target hanging off of it, and he was like moving all around this vehicle and stuff. I just think that would be interesting to have like the moving target. I need to try to find somebody and rig up something like that, not for a video, but
that's just PVC. All that is PVC, where he takes a piece of cardboard, cuts a piece of cardboard out the size of the PVC, and basically duct tapes it to it, top and bottom, and draws the target on it. Or has the PVC, what is a IDPA target, 22 inches tall? No, 20 inches, something like that. But it's built so you can put an IDPA cardboard target in there and tape it top and bottom.
Yeah, it's like 18 by 24 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it has the little stampings of the zones and all that.
Yeah, we did a lot of running and gunning down at Pop's place a while back, and it was a lot of fun. But it was good training. It was, I'm not saying that it made us, the fucking tactical cool kids on the block or whatever, but we at least did some running and gunning. And it's good practice because we figured out, and this is because of Rick, is your six covered, who's out there in the comment section. You're actually faster by slowing down and slowly stepping up to the targets and shooting while you're moving than running up to a spot, stopping, take the targets out, running to the next spot. You was actually quicker walking slowly up to the targets, taking them out, two shots, walking to the next target, two shots. I found that was a lot more, it was a lot quicker doing that. And it was a little bit of an eye opener. So
I don't know. I might have
ahead,
crushed that theory.
Nice.
Well, for me, it was quicker anyway.
I think you should run through there like tactical midget and just freaking, as long as it hits a tree limb, you scored a point.
See, I go and I buy sheets of cardboard from a packaging place, and because the IDPA targets are a little smaller than a person, or at least smaller than I am, and so I make these for training because they're the same shoulder width and approximately the same head size. Because when I put people through self-defense stuff, we strike these a lot. Do a strike, draw, back off, and fire. And so for the realism of size purposes, it goes down to my waist, and like it's sitting on my lap, so that's my waist. So it's almost the same size as I am.
You should put a little smiley face on that.
There you go.
Now, do you count a hit anywhere on that as a hit, or does it have to be a certain place in the torso?
If we're doing for accuracy, solely accuracy and grouping, then obviously, well, a lot of times I'll take a paper plate and staple it to it if we're doing for grouping. But I whenever I train people, it's for what I consider to be combat accurate. And there, if you shoot anywhere between the belt and the collarbone, you have essentially, you've effectively taken somebody out of the fight if they're not wearing body armor.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, the head's obvious. The head's obvious. I mean, you shoot anybody in here, and yeah, you've taken them out of the fight. But yeah, if you connect anywhere in here, you've disrupted a vital organ somewhere, if not completely punctured it, and they may not drop out immediately, but they're dropping out very, very, very shortly after. They may not be dead, but they're not going to be able to function.
Yeah, they're going to give you a lot of time to get that second shot off is what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pops, he makes it really challenging. All we had was a damn paper plate, period, to shoot at. The little regular paper plate. I was seeing if I have one handy here, but I don't. But So you had to, your accuracy had to be up there. Not that we were really checking for accuracy, but
Well, I think
it was
I
like,
heard. I was watching Rick in the comments. I think he's going to get serious next year. I think we're going to have to go to
yeah,
IDPA targets and use the little stick-on shit and everything. So we'll
yeah,
see.
but he'll be bringing his fucking Jam-O-Matic 40 Smith & Wesson, so I ain't worried about him.
Yeah, and he reloads his own ammo, so that's going to be garbage. We don't have to worry about that.
His magazines fall apart whenever he dumps them as well. When he dumps them
Yeah,
out of the.
I'm thinking about pouring concrete in there in the pistol course just so that when they fall out, they'll turn into grenades.
I'm gonna break out the CZ next one and show y'all up. I didn't bring out the CZ just because I didn't want to show off. You know,
I'm gonna run with the
I went with the
Kel-Tec.
Glock.
I'm gonna run with the Kel-Tec PMR 30 and just run with one magazine. Y'all are done.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that course was damn fun. I went through it with my damn single actions, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, it was funny. That was awesome.
If I show up, it'll have to be with dual revolvers.
Hey, I did it. It works.
That's what he did.
Nice.
He holds the course record.
Yep. We didn't time it, but if you could do it, you might beat me. That was single actions now, not double actions.
Yeah. Well, I guess I could cock the one. I could just do the one single action, I guess.
Yeah, Smith & Wesson out there says, TR, your Glock seems to jam every video. Well, I'm just saying, I'm just showing real life. You know, Glocks jam too.
Heresy.
Yeah, I actually had a failure to feed with my G43. It was I think it was the first failure I've ever had with that little pistol.
Operator error.
It probably was, or the ammo, because I've got ammo like just all bundled together. I don't even know what it was. Probably some junk.
I gotta say, in the life of my Glocks with factory ammo, man, I gotta say I'm right at 100%. Now I've done some reloading where I've tried light loads and all that, and of course we had problems. But factory ammo, man, I'm not just saying that. I want to say if I'm not 100%, I'm like 99.999% successful. I mean, and I love all guns. Everybody knows I love my Glocks, but I'm not a Glock fanboy. I just happen to like them. Anyway, disclaimer.
If my gun is clean, if that's a normal operating condition, which it rarely is, but if my pistol is a normal operating condition where I have not intentionally abused it and trying to make it fail, I can't remember a time that my Glock has ever malfunctioned. If it did, I'm not saying that I remember every shot I ever put down range. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I remember every shot. But if it did, it's been so few times that I truly cannot think of one.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Now it has malfunctioned, and people on videos have seen it malfunction, but it's been during torture tests. As I've dumped fucking shovelfuls of dirt into stuff, and shit like that.
Yeah, I've never done no torture tests, but the only time I've ever had problems with when I was screwing with my ammo and so on and so forth, but factory ammo, it's the most reliable All of them, I
Well,
got the most reliable
well,
damn things I got.
that latest Let Freedom Ring video I did, I showed 2 malfunctions with a Glock with factory ammo.
Yeah,
Twice
that
in
surprised
that
me.
video.
You need to do some maybe some wrist curls with some weight, so you're not.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I don't know. Now, granted, it's been a while since I cleaned it, but
No, you don't
that
clean a
was
Glock anyway, so it's all good.
yeah, that was I can't remember if it was steel cased or aluminum cased. But I know the last round was aluminum case. I can't remember the first one that jammed.
It was that American Forge ammo, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. I've
But
never
the
used
last
it.
round was aluminum. That stovepipe. Could have been a lip rest because I done shot like fucking 200 fucking rounds of ammo. My damn hands was getting tired.
No, I was just kidding. I know you're not limp wristing it. I was just messing with you.
It could have been though, really.
All I gotta say is that I have intentionally run over my Glock with my truck on more than one occasion. On occasion, I will empty the mag, slide locks back. I have no other mags on me anywhere on my kit or anything, and I throw it at the target, and it bounces around on the stones and dirt and desert floor, locked open. And none of those things have ever made it stop.
I think and this is just my opinion from shooting a lot of different kind of guns and owning different kind of guns. I think the 9mm is inherently reliable in feeding. I don't know if I'm coming across right or not, but 9mm just seems to be a very good feeding functional round in a semi-automatic. The size, the length, the angle of the bullet just makes it a inherently a good feeding round.
Yeah,
I mean, I have high power CZ, HKP7, Glock. I've shot my friends Berettas. I mean, the 9mm is just a very good feeding round.
I bet it's got to be
makes
the
sense.
highest selling round ever on the planet.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's the most. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry. I should not say it's the highest selling. I don't know that it's sold the most rounds, but it is the most popular round in the world, most used round in the world.
Yeah, I would say after that, maybe it's either going to be the 5.56 or the AK round. I mean, and I got to go with the 7.62 by 39 might be next, and then the 5.56 after that. That's my guess.
If you base it on the amount of guns made, because AK is by far the most produced firearm to ever exist. And then of course you have other rifles like the SKS, and you have the Czechoslovakian, what is that VZ that they had, and others. And of course now they are shooting 7.62 by 39 also. I think just based upon the sheer amount of guns that fire that round, I would say you're probably right. It may even go beyond 9mm. I don't know.
Is there anything that's belt fed that shoots 7.62 by 39?
Oh, I don't know. Let me check.
Because I don't know.
Like
A belt fed
would make it difficult to the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Matt, you're an AK guy. just checking a couple of websites here. I'm not asking you to be the expert. I'm just asking your opinion. What do you think? What about the Hungarian AMD AKs?
Love that rifle. I have one. You know, my
Okay.
one with the folding stock?
Yeah,
It's
they
all
got
black.
a folding stock. The 65 model is a folding stock. A 63 is a standard stock. I think it's polymers what they're selling, but $499.
T, are you you doing a little shopping tonight? What's going on?
Oh yeah, I always keep my options open.
Is it the long barrel or shorter barrel?
Let me look right quick.
And to answer your question, the RPD is a belt fed, what looks to be an AK variant almost, 7.62 by 39.
All right, there you go. Never heard of that before. There you go. Like a saw, like a squad automatic weapon type thing.
Yeah, it's a matter of fact, right here it says DS Arms RPD 7.62 by 39 belt fed saw. So yeah, it's similar.
That'd be fun. Where can I buy that?
For the low price of $2,690, you can get one on Gunbroker.
Yeah, but that's just semi-automatic. I want the full auto.
Oh well, then I don't know what to tell you.
All right, the one I'm looking at has a 16.5-inch barrel.
Yeah, that's the long one. That's an American-made barrel. Don't get me wrong, still a nice gun. But if you can find the one with the short barrel and you want a good rifle, get that one. I'll get mine real quick. Hold on.
Okay. I was just thinking $499. That seems like a good price if it was a decent AK to acquire.
I mean, $500 for an AK if it's reliable. I'd all day long.
Oh yeah, 500 for any AKs. Yeah, but so this is an AMD. This is a Hungarian AMD, but this one was actually made at the FEG factory. Not a Century Arms import. The barrel is here at the front sight post. So the barrel is only this long on it. And then this is added to make it legal here. This giant fucking dick that hangs off the end.
So that's welded on.
Well, it has one spot here because
Yeah.
it had to be done at some point in time, but it is removable. So all I gotta do is cut that and spin this off.
Yeah, all of them are removable with a friggin' side grinder.
Yeah, so you can imagine, if you take that off, because that's where the barrel ends, this is the whole package. So it's basically an AK pistol, at this point.
Just have to take that stock off and cut the barrel. And I don't know if you could modify that legally. I guess you would. I guess once it's considered a rifle, I don't know if you could take it to a pistol. I don't.
You just don't put it on YouTube anymore.
Well, yeah, I know that part, but yeah, just like the suppressor thing too,
So you couldn't take like a pistol and put like something like Matt's got on that, and then be able to put a stock on it and change the classification, or does that it's always going to be a pistol because that's how it was sold, or is that right?
Well, with AKs, it's got to be different than ARs because with an AR you can have multi-lowers, but with an AK, I'll let Matt take it from here, but I think it is what it is, right?
I think the way, I may be wrong. I think the way the law is written is you can take You can take a rifle and make it a pistol, but you can't take a pistol and make it a rifle. And I something like that because of shouldering it. Like you take a pistol, something, you know, for instance, the Glock. You put that little fucking shoulder brace on a Glock. Now it's an SBR.
Ah.
Because it's short barrel and you shoulder it.
Yeah. So when you put a stock on a pistol, it is an SBR, and you need to have the tax stamps. But you can take a.
I could probably if and A be wrong. I don't anybody. Do not take legal advice off me about this. If I took and changed the receiver so it could no longer take a stock, I could then cut this off.
And then it's a pistol.
And it's a pistol.
Right. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Right. Yeah.
But I would have to be
All
permanent.
I'm saying is, whatever you do, just don't do YouTube videos on it.
No, but what he's saying is that would actually be legal.
Yeah, it would.
Maybe.
It would have to be permanent. Like, I don't know. Like, there's probably a block that I can rivet into there to make it so it won't accept a stock anymore. Or take this off, take that rear trunnion out, and rivet a new rear trunnion in, and then weld a plate over the end, because welding is permanent. It's considered permanent, and then TIG weld a plate over the end and paint it. But who in the hell would want to do that? I don't know. But yeah, you can take a rifle and make it a pistol, but you can't take a pistol and make it a rifle without SBRing it.
Right, because you can't exactly add to the barrel unless you did what you did there, welded, pinned, and all that. Well, shit. Now that we said it like that, I guess you could. I don't know. Laws are weird. You just got to look them up. That's the end of that.
There you go.
I haven't done a pistol yet. I've been itching to do one, but I've been thinking about an AK pistol instead of an AR pistol. I think I would enjoy an AK pistol better.
I love that little PAP pistol. It's a blast with the little shockwave.
And if I was going to SBR something, I think I'd SBR that. Now that would be fun.
Yeah, it really would. And I would do it if I wanted to. I just don't want to go through all that registration crap. That just bothers me. I wish they would just get rid of that.
Yeah, that's the reason I haven't done it as well. I don't like that.
I mean, it's not even the $200 sucks, but it's just all the paperwork and information that I just don't feel is any of their business.
Well, it's also signing your rights away. I mean, you do that, you sign away your Fourth Amendment rights. ATF come to your house whenever they damn well please, uninvited, and check it out. You better have that rifle and paperwork handy, or the SBR and paperwork handy.
Yeah, I'm not doing any licensing for SBR, suppressor, class 3, class 4. I'm not doing none of that shit. Period. If you do, that's fine. That's up to you, but I'm just not doing it.
No, I don't want to do that. I'd love to have one. I'd love to turn that little pistol into an SBR, but I do not want to go through that.
Yeah, there's a guy at work who just recently built an SBR, went through the whole process and all that. I was like, man, and I had that conversation with him. I was like, man, you signing away your rights and this and that. He was like, what do you mean? I'm like, never mind. As soon as I got that reply, it was like, forget it. This is not a conversation we're gonna have.
Yeah, he just filled out forms. He didn't really know what he was, he didn't understand what he was doing when he filled them out.
Like I said, just don't do YouTube videos on it.
That's right. I remember when Mule Team 66 did that video of his pistol. He cut out he chopped it up. Do you happen to remember that? It's been probably a couple years ago, and he chopped it up so good that, I mean, it was such a smack in the face to, you know, it was awesome. It was like bang, bang, bang. You know, it was like, I don't know. It was I don't know, the angle. Well, you know that guy that was at Farmageddon. It was the same thing. You know what I'm talking about. That was kind of funny to watch. At Farmageddon, I'm sorry, not Farmageddon, Farmageddon. So yeah, happens all the time.
But I'm kind of glad to hear that Trump has NFA in his sights. I mean, I know he can't do it himself, but taking suppressors off of NFA, that I never really wanted a suppressor, mainly because I knew the bullshit that went along with it. But man, if that gets passed, you fucking ain't right, I'm going to get a suppressor. I'd probably never buy subsonic ammo to get the most out of the suppressor, but I still get one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard that was up on the chopping block, and if they do away with the SBR and suppressor rules, yeah, I'm all on board.
Well, you'll also legally be able to make your own too. So
yeah, if the SBR gets taken off NFA, that motherfucker's coming off.
Yeah,
right there.
I hear you.
Yeah, I don't blame you one bit.
Because I got an SBR.
I'll be ordering a stock immediately. There's no doubt.
And it's a stupid rule. We know this. You know, the American public may not understand it, but we get it. It's like, it's a stupid fucking rule.
It really is. I mean, who is going to conceal a freaking AK or AR pistol? I mean, other than, yeah, you can wear a long coat or whatever, but it's ridiculous.
Does a 12-inch fucking AK or AR any more deadly than a 16-inch AK or AR? Fuck no. And we know that.
That's the funniest thing about the steel. That's the funniest thing about the steel core laws. You know, when they banned the import of the 7N6, the steel core AK ammo, is they were like, well, now somebody makes an AK pistol, so we have to, because you can't shoot steel core ammo out of a pistol in the United States. Like, yeah, you fucking retard, but it's got more velocity coming out of a damn rifle, so your argument is invalid.
And not only that, that 7N6 stuff is not, it's not even, they load it that way for economical reasons, not for armored piercing reasons. The steel is cheap over there. Lead is expensive. So they fill the inside of the bullet with steel and then plate it with lead and then copper. I mean, they missed the whole concept of what that round was made for. And it's a crappy round. I mean, it's a good round. It's a crappy bullet. But anyway.
All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and close this out, if y'all don't mind. This was just kind of a pop-up chat. And I think we covered the subject really good because there was no subject. So we talked politics, guns, and ammo and everything else. And went over 2 hours, which is normally what I usually do my chats, 2 hours. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Has anybody got anything they want to say in ending? Rich?
I'm just looking forward to the weekend. Yeah, that's about it, y'all. I appreciate the invite, TR, and y'all have a good one.
Pops Quest, you got anything you want to add or whatever?
Not really. I'm gonna have a fun weekend and hopefully at least see a deer this weekend. I'll report back Monday morning. Appreciate you having me on. Fun as always.
Cool. Thanks for being on, man. Matt, resist the tyranny, guns, gear, and politics.
Don't drive your car to the pipeline protest.
Read. More people need to look into that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's a Facebook fucking disaster. Anyway.
All I'm saying is you're a little bit of a hypocrite.
All right. Thanks everybody for coming by and checking out the chat. We had a good crowd out there. If I missed your comment, I'm sorry. Actually got more people in here than I thought as far as comment wise, and I appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. See you Sunday.